Greetings, everyone, and welcome to this, our first episode of a new series I'm doing called Breakdown. In this series, we'll be inspecting individual tracks that I've created and getting in-depth and technical about how I achieved some of the sounds and what my inspiration was, processes, basically just a big discussion and analysis of completed works of mine. So without further ado, let's get into this track. So there you have it. Funny story, this track was originally intended to be a tutorial video that I shot in entirety and then chose not to post for various reasons, mostly because I feel like I should start with other elements first, because this one was more in depth on how to make pad sounds, the background sound that you heard, like this one. But don't worry, a video's still coming, because the technique I used to make that is actually one of my favorite techniques to use in all of Logic. A lot of automation here that brought in plugin parameters such as the dry and the wet on a reverb, making sure that it starts out really wide and spacious, and then kind of just brings itself forward into the mix. Also use this technique on this very repetitive vocal sample that kind of spice it up, and instead of it being static the whole time, because it doesn't change a lot, and there is musicality in that, but you want to make sure you respect it and don't overuse it. So at the turn of every fourth bar, I use a sample delay and slightly automate, well, not slightly, radically automate, as kind of like a transition effect where it ping-pongs to the left and the right channels. If you're by any chance listening to this in studio monitors or a nice set of headphones, which I definitely recommend you do, you'll definitely be able to tell when it comes in. I like that. Something I'll probably start using. And then some strange kind of overblown lead sounds. This one in particular is just a square and a saw with some unison that has a ton of processing over here. The compressor at first to keep the sound kind of under control. Afterwards, some clip distortion. I used just a quick sidechain compressor, like mimicker. I mean, it's super easy to set up a sidechain, but I mean, if you have the means and this is available readily, or you could always use the built-in modulation, go to tremolo, and just make sure you put the stereo at the same. Let's see, it would be roughly like this. Set it up however you want. It's pretty easy and simple to make, but anyways, after that, just a little bit of EQ and then ensemble, which basically adds even more width to the sound. And it's, I don't know, it's it's a lot for one lead, but it really makes a difference when you start listening. Now let's start taking these off. Oh, this was cool. I took a kick. I bounced a kick in place up here. Just one of my regular kick samples. One of these. Just one of those kicks. And I went into flex. Right here. Yeah, and I stretched the hell out of it in tempophone. And it made this very cool sound. I sent it to a reverb, made it wider with an ensemble, which is basically like adding artificial unison, kind of, more or less, and then a little EQ and overdrive to kind of fatten it up at the end. I was pretty happy with that part. And then this riser was kind of crazy. I have that hidden. Where is it? Riser synth. So it's basically FM, ring mod, a little bit of detuning on unison. The sound itself is turn it on here. So anyways, it's kind of long and kind of crazy, but good old trusty ensemble, compressor, scanner vibrato, another ensemble, overdrive, and then channel EQ. And you end up with this. And once you have that, you can pull it up. You can bounce it in place like I did and kind of affect it, stretch it a little bit so that it ends up eventually sounding like this. Where is it? I also put a tape start effect. It's kind of like putting a fade on it. So hit T and then A for the fade tool. Let's get out of the flex mode. Apply a fade and right click it. You could choose slow down, or if it's on the beginning of the file, it gives the option of speed up. And that's basically what this is. Except I had removed it anyways. The reverb afterwards. Automate the dry and the wet. That's kind of what you end up with. Although, there's a little click right there I don't like. So anyways, let's put the tape start on this one as well. And then a little, get rid of the click right there. So there you have it. We've analyzed our first track in this new series called Breakdown. If there's anything about this song that I didn't cover in detail that you would like to know more about, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'll be glad to go over it later. Stay tuned for more videos. Also, those subscribes, comments, and likes really mean a lot, so thanks and keep them coming. See you next time.